What is going on, Pats Nation? You guys already know who it is. Patriots Global back here with another video. And by the title, you can tell we're going to be talking about a topic that I really didn't want to talk about or bring too much attention to until I really thought that this was a topic that we needed to hit on, and that's Juju Smith-Schuster. And I'm not exactly sure what I ended up titling this video, but it's, should Patriots fans worry about Juju Smith-Schuster, or is it time to worry about Juju Smith-Schuster? As we all know, reports came out about a week or two ago that Juju Smith-Schuster's knee could blow at any second. Now, what does that mean? We don't know, but we know that for a while he's been dealing with knee injuries. It's something that kind of plagued him from time to time during his tenure in Kansas City last year. Ultimately wins the Super Bowl, but because of these knee injuries, he missed some time with Kansas City. Patriots obviously signed him to a massive contract, which we'll talk about in this video. And then Juju not looking like himself. Now, Juju did come out and say, hey, look, I know those rumors going around about my knee could blow at any second. It's something that's super serious. But he said that I have never felt better, and this is something that is not a worry. Juju Smith-Schuster, who obviously didn't participate in the Patriots' voluntary offseason programs. We only saw him in minicamp, and we only saw him during training camp, in which he wasn't necessarily as involved as a lot of us expected. Now, as each day of camp started to ramp itself back up, it looked like Juju was getting more productive within this Patriots system. He really wasn't dealing with any injuries that's been reported, and he hasn't been on the Patriots injury report at all now through 2 weeks for the Patriots-Eagles game and through the Dolphins game, which if he's dealing with any type of injury, it is mandatory for Bill Belichick and the Patriots staff to report this on their initial injury reports. Juju Smith-Schuster hasn't been there at all. So I said, you know what? I'm going to go with Juju's word. He said he feels okay. He said he's never felt better. And until he proves or shows me that he is giving us some type of concern with this knee, then I will not talk about it. But Andrew Callahan tweeted something out today that definitely started to make me worry. And at the end of the day, yes, media hypes some things up, but where there is smoke, there is 100% fire. And I think this is a question we have to start asking ourselves after the way that Juju performed this past week against the Philadelphia Eagles. So we're going to break this all down in today's video. Make sure you guys do leave a big thumbs up on the video, as it does help the channel out tremendously and cost you absolutely nothing. But without further ado, let's roll that intro and hop into today's video. Sure we're up in frame here a little bit, but as you can see, I do have the tweet up here from Andrew Callahan. He obviously made an entire article about the situation, but he said, and I quote, "The Patriots signed Juju Smith-Schuster to be their number one wide receiver," which, did they? I don't know about that. I think it was between Juju Smith-Schuster and Devontae Parker that the Patriots were looking to be their wide receiver one. We know that last year the Patriots wanted Devontae Parker to be their wide receiver one with how they were using him with snap counts. Even how they used him this season and this offseason. I think that was Juju Smith-Schuster their number one guy? I don't know about that. I think they would like Devontae Parker too, but nonetheless, he was between number one and number two. But he also says, after he sat out of Sunday's 2-minute drill in a gotta have it moment against the Philadelphia Eagles for the Patriots to drive down by 5 and win the game, their number one wide receiver was not in the lineup and was on the sideline. And he says team sources said they do not presently see Juju Smith-Schuster as a number one, number two, or number three wide receiver, which puts him at best in these Patriots front office's minds that Juju Smith-Schuster is at best the fourth wide receiver on this Patriots depth chart. And I kind of started to ask myself, is this something that's just being pulled out of the media's butts, or is this something that is an actual storyline? And again, after we look at how Juju Smith-Schuster performed and how he was utilized against the Eagles, this makes a lot of sense, which brings up a bearing question on why. Why did Bill Belichick go out and get rid of Jacoby Myers, say, okay, go ahead and walk Jacoby. We don't need you. And then give almost the exact same contract to Juju Smith-Schuster if right at the time of signing him and doing their due diligence on him, they did not view him as a true wide receiver one, wide receiver two, or wide receiver three. Because say what you want about Jacoby Myers, he maybe wasn't a wide receiver one, but if he wasn't that, then he was easily a wide receiver two. Now, before we continue on today's video, guys, very exciting. We've talked about it so much on our community tab, which subscribe to the channel if you haven't already to be able to be notified for everything going on with the channel, including giveaways and stuff we're thinking about. But you guys told me, Patriots Global, I know you're doing a giveaway. This is what I'm looking for. And I asked you guys, and one of the things you said was a helmet, a Patriots helmet, as I show you guys right here, but not just a regular Patriots helmet, but a signed Patriots helmet, as I try to get the glare out a little bit, but a signed New England Patriots helmet by none other than Christian Gonzalez. Yes, this helmet, my friends, is going to be one of yours. And in order to enter this giveaway, you guys have to do one little thing, and that is you guys have to download the Mojo Fantasy app with our promo code GLOBAL. That is GLOBAL. You see it right on the screen there. So you have to sign up with the Mojo app, use promo code GLOBAL, which will give you 100% deposit on your match up to $100. And that is going to be a minimum of $10 that you have to deposit. So $10 deposit obviously would mark you up to $20 total. And if you guys screenshot you signing up for Mojo and using that promo code GLOBAL, I will, and actually placing the bet, I will actually include you in the giveaway. So all you have to do is either email to me a picture of that screenshot. There's a link of my email in the description box below, or screenshot it, post it on Twitter, and at me at Patriots Global 2. My Twitter handle is also in the description box below. We're going to be talking about this in a lot of videos on how you guys can, be included in the giveaway for this signed Christian Gonzalez helmet. It's super easy. Again, all you have to do is go to Mojo. And again, to do that, you guys can either use the link in my description below or pin in the comment section below and use that link. Or right now, you can actually take your phone and just scan this QR code that is right there in that corner right there, and it will take you right to the Mojo Fantasy app. Download it, put in your information, deposit $10 using that promo code GLOBAL. And once you do that, just send me a screenshot of you doing that, and you will be included for this signed Christian Gonzalez helmet that we will be giving. And so just a quick rundown on what Mojo is. It's an app that I absolutely love. It's a Mojo Fantasy app, and it's a crazy new app that turns sportsbook odds and selections into fantasy contests. Here's how it works. So basically, there are thousands of NFL, MLB, and even other sports props, and you guys build a portfolio. And the better that your portfolio performs, the more cash that you guys ultimately win. You guys pick as many props as you want, and you try to beat the crowd. That's the best part, is that you're going to be playing with real people on this app. You don't have to worry about, playing up against the computer, which sometimes feels like it can be a little biased. No, you guys are going up against real people. So if you know your football or you know your sport, you guys can easily beat these people out and make some real money. It's a whole new way to play fantasy football. The props act like stocks, so you guys can either buy or sell and do so live all game long. It's the only fantasy app that lets you guys make moves after the game starts, so you guys aren't stuck with a bad pick. And then you guys can also cash in on a hot start, or just hang on or let your picks ride. That's it. Make picks, make moves, and absolutely make money. Like I said, download that app now, and you guys using my promo code will get a 100% deposit match up to $100 on your first deposit. I did this earlier today for Thursday Night Football, the Eagles versus the Vikings, and I actually had a lot of these hit. I had the Madison over 3.5 receptions hit. I had the Hawkinson hit. I should have had the Jefferson touchdown hit, which is going to absolutely drive me nuts for the rest of the season. And then I actually haven't checked that Jalen Hurts one out. So I'm using the Mojo Fantasy app. You guys should too. And if you want to be included in this giveaway, make sure you guys follow those. So guys, back to the whole Juju Smith-Schuster situation. So like I said, the Patriots view him somewhere between like the 4th to 5th receiver on their current roster. And that was very evident on what happened against the Eagles, because like we said, in that Patriots 2-minute drill, they had Kendrick Bourne, Kayshon Boutte, and Demario Douglas as their receivers. The fact that you had 2 rookie receivers, not to mention the fact that that play really came down to Kayshon Boutte toe tapping, which showed him being a rookie. The fact that they preferred those 2 rookies in over a veteran Juju Smith-Schuster that you signed to a 3-year contract this offseason seems to be very telling that there is something that is going on. And of course, Patriots coaches have said all the right things. They've said, he's a smart player. He works hard. They say all these right things. But then at the same time, why did you not have him in a key gotta have it moment in a 2-minute drill? Because for anybody who doesn't know, in that 2-minute gotta have it drill, you have your best players on the field. You have the guys that are going to be playmakers for you and drive you down the field. In all phases, you would think that Juju Smith-Schuster would be able to beat out both rookies or at least one, but you're telling me that it was better to sideline him rather than play him. And again, this brings up the big question on, did the Patriots make the wrong move? So that's the question I want you guys to answer for me in the comment section below. Did the Patriots make the wrong move in signing Juju Smith-Schuster instead of giving that contract to Jacoby Myers? Let me know in the comment section below. Again, those contracts, very, very similar. And at least you knew what you were getting with Jacoby Myers. The thing with Jacoby is he was very, very certain. He was very reliable. He helped you in all phases of the field. He was your wide receiver one for like the last 3 or 4 seasons, but he could not produce after the catch. He was a contested catch guy. He was a reliable guy, but that was about it. He couldn't do anything with the ball in his hands. And that's why I said I think Juju Smith-Schuster made more sense for the Patriots at that time. Let's remember Jacoby Myers signed a $33 overall million deal this offseason, just like Juju Smith-Schuster did. Both were worth 3 years. The only difference is that Jacoby Myers signed a 3-year, $33 million with the Raiders. That included $5.5 million in signing bonus, $21 million in guaranteed, and an average salary of $11 million. Then you look at Juju Smith-Schuster's contract with the Patriots. He signed a 3-year, $25.5 million contract with the Patriots that included $7.9 million in signing bonus, $16 million in guarantees, and an average salary of $8.5 million. The only difference about the contracts between Jacoby and Juju was the fact that Juju is making less guaranteed money and is also making less of an average salary per year. Other than that, these contracts are literally the exact same. So why would you not give it to a guy that you ultimately knew what was going to be in your system because he was the leading receiver for you for the last 3, 4. And I think what we have to start to do right now is to look back at this first game and say, well, how much was Juju Smith-Schuster utilized? Because at the end of the day, how he was utilized will also be telling on how they do view him. Juju Smith-Schuster finished the day with 54% of the Patriots' offensive snaps, which was a total of 43 overall. Now, again, that isn't wide receiver one. That's definitely not wide receiver two. You can make an argument for wide receiver 3 to 4. But at the end of the day, Kayshon Boutte got more snaps. He got 12 more snaps than Juju did in this game. And now I do think that that makes a little bit more sense. I think some media members are hyping that up a little bit. But at the end of the day, Kayshon Boutte was asked to be the Patriots' ex-receiver with Devontae Parker out. So it made sense that he was going to be thrusted into more of a starting role. Juju Smith-Schuster did also play at the end of the day more snaps than rookie wide receiver Demario Douglas, who was 41% of the Patriots' offensive snaps with 33, and Mike Gesicki, who was 41% of the Patriots' offensive snaps with a total of 33 overall. So it's not like Juju Smith-Schuster was barely being utilized, but I think the Patriots also utilized him less and less throughout the game because earlier on, I saw Juju, and I saw Juju being targeted. In fact, you look at the statistics that Juju put up. Juju was targeted 7 times with 4 receptions for 33 yards. A lot of those passes gone his way should have been easy catchable passes from Mac Jones to Juju Smith-Schuster, but Juju just didn't look like he was there. I'm not sure if Juju just wasn't giving it his all because his knee is bothering him. I'm not sure if he just woke up and wasn't in the mood to play football, but I was telling my friends when watching this game, I said, you look at Juju Smith-Schuster right now and something is not right. Something is off, and he's been quiet for the majority of the offseason. We didn't see him in the preseason. Well, we barely saw him in the preseason. And in this game, he just looks gassed. He looks tired. It looks like he wants to be anywhere but the field. And a lot of that came down to concentration drops by Juju Smith-Schuster and in key moments, too. There were multiple times that it was 3rd down that Mac Jones went to Juju, and Juju just absolutely drops the ball and doesn't know what he's doing. And I think part of that came down to, as the game progressed, Belichick said, I can't have you in the game, which is why he decided to go with these rookies above somebody like a veteran in Juju Smith-Schuster. Juju was also targeted second, or he was tied for second for most targets in the game against the Philadelphia Eagles. He was tied with Ezekiel Elliott. He was tied with Demario Douglas, and he was tied with That was actually it. It was between those three guys that were tied for second place for most receptions. But at the end of the day, Juju Smith Schuster finished fourth most amongst receiving yards. He was ahead of Kayshon Boutte, who had 4 targets his way with 0 yards. He was ahead of Ty Montgomery. He was ahead of Ezekiel Elliott, but Mike Gesicki, Demario Douglas, Hunter Henry, Kendrick Bourne, and Ramondre Stevenson all put up more yards than what was expected to be your wide receiver one. So I throw this back to you guys. Is it time to worry about Juju Smith-Schuster and his knee with all these reports coming out about his knee potentially blowing and now hearing that the team doesn't view him as a wide receiver one, wide receiver two, not even a wide receiver three, but somewhere between right now, wide receiver 4 to 5. I think this storyline will be very telling on what we see Juju Smith-Schuster's role being in this upcoming game at home against the Miami Dolphins. But again, I throw it to you guys. Let me know in the comment section below. Remember to leave a big like on this video and, of course, subscribe to the channel for all of your New England Patriots news. I appreciate you guys for watching as always. And, of course, never forget